Nancy Graves was an American artist born December 23, 1939, in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. As a child, her father taught her to love art, nature, and anthropology. Nancy Graves was a sculptor, painter, printmaker, and filmmaker. Many of her works were influenced by her travels outside of the country. She lived in Italy for a period of time, and she also traveled to Egypt and China and many other places. Nancy was very interested in nature and its interaction and how she could create abstract art that was influenced by nature. And most of her artwork is nature oriented, and she uses very bright colors and details in her pieces. In 1969, Nancy was the first woman to receive a solo exhibition at the Whitney Museum of American Art. This exhibition consisted of 3 sculptures of life-size camels and was titled Camels. 1969, it was completed. The camels were made of wood, steel, burlap, animal skin, wax, and oil paint. In 1970, Nancy completed a piece, or a series of pieces, called Variability of Similar Forms. It consisted of 36 pieces, each representing camel legs. Nancy, at some point, went to Egypt for a very long time and studied camels and how their lines and forms met with one another. These pieces were made of steel, wax, marble, dust, acrylic, and wood. This just represents how very involved Nancy was with nature and how much she really liked it. In 1988, Nancy Graves completed The Clash of Cultures. This is a print and is a series of etching, aquatint, and dry point. This demonstrates how her traveling experiences were incorporated back into her artwork, along with a little bit of abstract method. She uses different shapes, different lines that you can't exactly make out what they are. And then also she uses very bright colors and portrays the women as she might see the women of these other cultures that she's been a part of and experienced. In 1974, Nancy did a series of untitled pieces, and they were all inspired by satellite relayed weather photographs. So this is a heat density cyclone. It's kind of like what you would see on the Weather Channel. And this was done using the pointillist method with watercolor, gold leaf, and pencil on paper. This piece represents represents Nancy's typical style of artwork overall, and it's called Equivalent. It was done in 1978. I picked this piece because it represents her artwork the best. It looks very similar to a map, and in most of her artwork, she incorporates the places that she's been or nature that she's seen. And it's not just like normal nature, it's always something exotic. And also she uses very bright colors in most of her pieces and very rich tones of those colors. And that really represents the richness that both the nature and the cultures that she's visited and been a part of, it's what it stands for.